Okay, we will move on with our today's session. So till now, what we have discussed related to the data structures or collections of Python is we have completed our discussion with respect to list, tuple, and string. Okay, so we are going to see another data structure in a similar way, which is being termed as set. Okay, set. Set is the is the next data structure that we're going to discuss under Python. Okay, so I'll move on with the presentation. So in the same way, how we discussed list, tuple, and string, we are going to discuss about set also. So to begin with, how do we generally represent a set is using curly braces. So set is defined as a collection of unordered heterogeneous items. So you people all know what's meant by heterogeneous items. That is, you can have different items which belong to different data types. The items that are within a set can belong to different data types. Okay, and when we say it's unordered, previously we discussed about string, uh, list, and tuple. All were ordered. They had an ordered collection of items or characters within them. Okay, so the first point that is completely different for the set is actually a collection of unordered items. So when I say unordered items, it actually means my insertion order can be one way, but when I try to print a set, it can be printed in another order. Hope it is understandable. For example, if I add 1 as the first element, okay, then I'm adding 3, then I'm adding 2. Okay, so my this is called my insertion order. So 1 is being added first, 3 is being added first, 2 is being added next. So if I try to print this in the form of a list or a tuple, okay, how it will be printed? 1, 3, and 2. But when we speak with respect to set, how it will get printed? 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so the insertion order is neglected over here. In set, the insertion order is not accepted. So
Ma'am, we cannot see your presentation, ma'am.
okay, I have not gone much into presentation. Thank you. I'll just, I have not yet presented, so only I forgot to present. Anyways, so I have not presented much. So this one single line is being displayed over here. So Python has a set which is a collection of unordered items. So I gave you an example for unordered items. The insertion order is neglected in set. So if I insert 1, 2, and 3, and when I try to print the set will display it as 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so insertion order is 1, 3, 2, but the set displayed in an ordered manner, that is 1, 2, and 3. So we generally term set as an unordered item, collection of unordered item. Why it is collection of unordered items? Since it is neglecting the insertion order. Okay, so what when we try to speak about set, one point you people have to recollect what is that is whatever we learned in mathematics with respect to set, that is set language. We people have learned something called a set language or set theory by learning while doing our schoolings. Okay, so same abstraction of set language is taken over here. That is, not all abstractions, certain things can be different. Okay, so most of the abstractions are taken from the set language, and that has been imposed over this set data structure. Okay, so the second point that is being quoted over here is actually uh, an abstraction taken out from the set language. Set elements are unique. Okay, we all know in mathematics the set language elements will be unique. So here also the same abstraction has been taken. So more or less whatever we learned with respect to set language, the operations that we did with set language, for example, union, intersection, difference, everything is applicable for sets over here. Such operations can be done over your set. Okay, so the mathematical set language is being taken as the abstraction for the collection called as set in Python. So all the elements that are present in your set will be unique. Duplicate elements will never be allowed. And the most important point that you have to note over here is set is mutable. So mutable implies what is the meaning of mutability?
Can be modified.
We can change the order.
it
It can be
is
modified.
it can be modified. So when I say it can be modified, it means we can add item, we can delete item, and we can also change the item. Okay, so but the point that you have to note over here is, but the elements contained in the set must be immutable. So hope you understood. The elements of the set should be immutable, but set is mutable. For example, consider this way. Can you tell me what is this? 2. 2 belongs to what data type? Integer. So integer is mutable or immutable? Can I change the value 2? 2 is just an integer. So integer data type is always mutable. It's not iterable. So it is immutable. I'm sorry, it is immutable. We cannot iterate over it. Okay, it's just one single number. Okay, if I say 2, it's 2 only. Okay, another representation cannot be given to 2. So always integer data type is immutable. Now I give another stuff. uh, what is this? What is this? This is a
String.
string. So string is,
String is immutable.
yes, strings are immutable. Similarly, if you take 3.14, what is this? This is a float
Float.
value. Okay, so float value, it's just a value which cannot be iterated over it. We cannot modify it. Modify it na, a is equal to 3.14 na kudutena, I can modify a, but I cannot modify 3.14. So we can say float is also immutable. Now tell me about this. What is this? This belongs to what type? 1 comma 2 comma 3.
List.
It's a list. List are
List are mutable.
mutable. So list cannot be an item within a set. So the point that you have to remember over here is, if I create a set can contain integer as an element, float as an element, string as an element, okay, and even what is this? This is a
String.
tuple.
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 Okay, so tuples are tuple
Immutable.
are immutable. Okay, so tuple are immutable. So if I take a set, okay, set can contain elements which are immutable. So set can have integer inside it, float inside it, string inside it, tuple inside it, but it cannot never have a list inside it, because list is a mutable type. Okay, list is mutable. Okay, so set is mutable. The point that you have to remember over here is, set is actually mutable, but the element that is going to be added into the set must be immutable. They cannot be mutable. Okay, so make a note of it. So these are the concepts that we have to keep in mind related to set. Okay, so set is an unordered list of items. You can store heterogeneous items into it. The elements have to be unique. Okay, duplicate elements are not allowed. Set is mutable, but their elements are immutable. So next, since set is mutable, okay, and most important point that we discussed first was, set is a collection of unordered items. Unordered items implies it will not follow the insertion order. It's not going to follow any order. In any order you insert, in any order you delete, it will be printing things in a different order. Okay, we can say it as, it will print it in a sorted order. Okay, so there is always no indexing. The concept of indexing is never applied with respect to set. For example, if I have a set like this, let me take, I can create a set like this. Okay, so set 1 is equal to, I'm creating a set. Okay, so 1 comma 3.14 comma, okay, I've created a set. This is a set. Okay, so now set is 1 is the name of your set. Set 1 of 0, this kind of concept. Okay, so this concept is not applicable for set. So this is called as indexing. So set 1 of 0, I think it should be 1. Set 1 of 1, I think it should be 3.24. Set 1 of 2, I think it should be ki. Okay, but this is not applicable. Why it is not applicable? Because set is an unordered collection of items. Okay, so we don't know how the elements are present within the set. So indexing concept cannot be applied with respect to set. Okay, so hope you understood the major points related to set. Okay, set is a collection of unordered unique elements. Okay, set should be Set is mutable, but the elements that are present inside the set should be immutable, and there is no indexing concept with respect to set. Whatever data structures that we discussed previously, if it's going to be list, tuple, or string, all the three had the concept of indexing. But here, set is the data structure that you're learning today, which doesn't have the concept of indexing. So set 1 of 0 அப்படி நான் இங்க போட ட்ரை பண்ணேன்னா, this is completely wrong. Okay, it is not acceptable. Okay, so we'll move on with the process.
Madam,
The process, yeah.
duplicate elements are not allowed. அதுக்கு என்ன meaning அதுக்கு?
Duplicate elements implies, for example, if I try to create a set like this. Wait, one sec. Um, one sec. I had IDLX. ஒரே ஒரு நிமிஷம். I'll run and show it. I have not yet opened the forum. Where is IDLX? Yeah. 1 minute. I'll just show you. So if I'm creating a set like this, set 1 is equal to 1, 2, 3, again 1, 2, 4. Okay, 3, 3. Okay, so what I'm doing over here, I'm trying to create a set with a list of elements. So the set will get created. But if I try to display the set, what happened? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so in this set, when I tried to add the items, when I created the set, I had 2 twice over here, I had 1 twice over here, and I had 3 triples. Okay, 3 times 3 appeared. So set will never accept it. Okay, so if 1 time 3 is there, that's it. This is the concept of set language. Set language, whenever if I try to add a new item which is present earlier, if it is already there, that element will be taken into account, because I told each and every element is unique. If an element is unique, then obviously duplication is not allowed over here. Sir, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll move on with the presentation. So the point that you have to remember over here is, people generally forget this: set is mutable. Set is mutable implies I can add, delete, change elements, but the elements within the set have to be immutable. Okay, so this is just a simple example. So we'll move on with the understandability of creating a set. So I've already showed you one way of creating a set. Set 1 is equal to, I told the representation for a set will be curly brackets. For list it was square brackets. For tuple it was round brackets. For string it was double quotes or single quotes. Now for set it will be curly braces. Okay, so using curly braces you can create a set directly. So set 1 is equal to 1 comma 2 comma, that is a set which is having homogeneous items inside it. For example, if I want to create it in the form of heterogeneous items, I can go like this. Okay, so this set will be created as a collection of heterogeneous items. Now if I try to add a list into a set, for example, if I'm trying to create a list set like this, so I know set accepts only immutable elements inside it. It will never allow mutable elements inside it. We know list is mutable, so when I try to work out things like this, it will unhashable type list. Okay, list is not acceptable for set, because list is mutable. It cannot be added as an element for your set 1. So that error will be through. Okay, so this is one way of putting elements within curly braces. For example, if I want to create an empty set, I can put, I'm sorry, Control C, yeah. If I put set 1 is equal to, so it will create me an empty set. So these are the different ways through which you can use curly braces and create your set. In the same way, you can also use another built-in function which is called as set over here. So set 1 is equal to set of, I can pass any iterable. For example, I'm passing a list 1, 2, 3, 4, just 0, 9, 40, 9, 7, 1. So I'm passing in an iterable that is called as a list within it. Okay, so now set 1 will be created. So what are all the items in the set 1? Repetition has been avoided and it has ordered by itself. Okay, what was my insertion order? 1 2 3 49 7 1, but it didn't take that. It gave the resultant as 1 2 3 7 40 and 9. Okay, so this is the concept of set. Since it is an unordered item, so we don't know in what way it is going to order the elements. So indexing is not possible with respect to set. So this is another way. Using your set built-in function, you can also create set. So for the set built-in function, you can pass any iterable. So any composite data type, either list or tuple, anything can be passed. You can also even pass a string. So anything can be passed and you can create your own set over here. Okay. So
Ma'am,
next, yeah,
sorry, ma'am. The backslide.
which one? Yeah.
Yeah. Here, curly bracing is not there after that set. This is
சரி.
on.
கர்லி பிரேசஸ் இஸ் ஒன் வே ஆஃப் கிரியேட்டிங். கர்லி பிரேஸ் யூஸ் பண்றோம்னா எப்படி கிரியேட் பண்ணுவோம்? செட்டுக்கு ஒரு பேர் குடுத்துருவோம். செட் 1ன்னு நான் நேம் குடுத்துருக்கேன். கர்லி பிரேஸ் போட்டுட்டு ஐ அம் புட்டிங் இட் அஸ் why I am putting curly brace na set 1 is a variable into which I am trying to create a set. Okay, அது மீனிங். இப்போ
That
you have
பாருங்க மேம், நீங்க ஆன்சர் வந்து 1 2 3 நெக்ஸ்ட் வந்து 40 தான் இருக்கு. 7 வந்திருக்கு, அப்புறம் 49 வந்திருக்கு. ஏன் மேம் அந்த மாதிரி வந்திருக்கு?
அதான் சொன்னேன். Set is collection of unordered items. When I say collection of unordered items, set will never follow any order. The insertion order will be neglected by the set. Okay, so we don't know what is the order the set is following. புரியுதா sir?
ஓகே ஓகே.
That I told as the first statement. Set will
Ma'am,
always ignore the insertion order. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, one doubt, sir, ma'am. In the first line, you have included a set of,
Yeah.
it's a list, right, ma'am? The very first topic, you say that except list, since list is mutable, we cannot add that as an element to the set. But inge vandu it's taking that as an element.
It's not take ma'am, understand. Set 1 is the variable name. Okay, நான் வேற பேர் கூட கொடுத்துக்கிறேன். ஏன்னு ஒரு பேர் கொடுத்துக்கிறேன். Is equal to I am invoking a built-in function called as set. Is it clear? I am invoking a built-in function called set. For this
Okay,
built-in function, I can pass any data composite data type. Okay, composite data typeன்றது ஒரு collection of items நான் என்ன வேணா பாஸ் பண்ணலாம்.
okay,
ஏதாவது ஒரு collection of items பாஸ் பண்ணலாம். ஓகே, ஸோ நான் ஒரு லிஸ்ட்ல இருக்கிற ஒரு செட் ஆஃப் ஐட்டம்ஸை பாஸ் பண்றேன். ஐ எம் பாசிங் a list of items. Okay, so that list of items is getting converted into a set. Am I clear? It is getting converted into a set. So set is a built-in function that converts any list of items into set. Am I clear?
yes,
இங்க
ma'am.
நம்ம லிஸ்ட கம்ப்ளீட் லிஸ்டா நம்ம ஆட் பண்ணல. லிஸ்டுக்குள்ள இருக்கிற ஒரு எலமெண்ட்டையும் எடுத்து செட்டோட ஒரு எலமெண்டா நம்ம கன்வெர்ட் பண்ணுவோம். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் லிஸ்ட்ல இங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா 1 தான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எலிமெண்ட். ஸோ ஐ வில் ஆட் 1, தென் ஐ வில் ஆட் 2, தென் ஐ வில் ஆட் 3. சப்போஸ் இது ஒரு நெஸ்டட் லிஸ்டா இருந்து இதுக்குள்ள ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் இங்க காட்ட முடியாது. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் நான் இங்க எப்படி சொல்றேன்னா, இங்க நான் ஒரு கமா போட்டு இதுக்குள்ள நான் ஒரு லிஸ்ட் வச்சிருக்கேன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. நெஸ்டட் லிஸ்ட் நம்ம படிச்சோம் லிஸ்ட்ல. ஒரு எலிமெண்ட் லிஸ்டுக்குள்ள இன்னொரு லிஸ்ட் எலிமெண்டா இருந்துச்சுன்னா இந்த செட் அக்செப்ட் பண்ணிக்காது. Am I clear? So what I am trying to do using my set method is I will take a collection of items as input, okay, and I will take each and every item and I will move that into my set. So conversion is actually taking place. So no, in this case, a list is not completely added as an element to the set. Each and every element of the list is taken and it has been pushed into the set. Ma'am, is it clear? Hello? Hello? Ma'am, is it clear? Can you understand what I said?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. So shall I move on with the next topic? So these are the ways through which you can create a set. So the point that you have to understand over here is the way in which you are creating a set. So here there is an example. We had duplicates over here. Set has not taken those duplicates into consideration. Okay, it has taken only the unique elements. இங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா 3 ரெண்டு வாட்டி இருக்கு. 2 2 வாட்டி இருக்கு. So it has neglected that and it has taken it as 1 2 3 4 5. So this clearly shows that the set contains unique and unordered elements. Why I'm saying unordered? I started the insertion from 3, but when I tried to display, the set is displaying from 1. So it is making an ordering by itself on its own. Okay, so our order is neglected over here. Nammalodi order வந்து we call it as insertion order. Okay, so that insertion order is neglected over here. So set is generally termed as unordered. Since set is unordered, again remember the concept of indexing is not at all possible with respect to set. So indexing என்றது என்னது? When I try செட் வந்து மியூட்டபிள், நம்மளுக்கு நல்லாவே தெரியும். ஸோ ஒரு எலமெண்ட்டை இன்னொரு எலமெண்ட்டால என்னால் ரீப்ளேஸ் பண்ண முடியும், ஆனா இண்டெக்ஸிங் வச்சு அதை என்னால் பண்ண முடியாது. ஓகே, ஸோ தி பாயிண்ட் இஸ், இஃப் ஐ ட்ரை டு ஹாவ் சம்திங் லைக் திஸ், set 1 is the name of my set, set 1 of 0 அப்படின்னு நான் போட்டேன்னா that is wrong, because indexing is not allowed with respect to set. Am I clear? Why indexing is not allowed? Because set contains unordered elements. I'm repeating the same stuff again and again. If you don't have a clarity, kindly ask me. I'll try to explain it in a better way. Okay, so I'll move on with the next. So now we will directly get into the understandability of some built-in methods which are important with respect to set. Okay, so I'm going to start with the discussion of built-in methods. Okay, so adding elements. So the built-in methods which are going to support adding an element into a set. So there are two methods which supports this adding element. The first method is called as add method. So add method is generally used to add a single element to a set. So now here in this case, if you see over here, we have already created a set. Okay, control L. Set 1 என்றது நான் கொடுத்த பேர், நம்ம என்ன பேர் வேணா கொடுத்துக்கலாம். Okay, so now if I click set 1, okay, it is a set which has been created with a value 3 4 5. So if I want to add more items into this set, I'm going to use a built-in function, sorry, not built-in function, a method. Okay, so a method is generally invoked using your set name. So set oda name என்ன set 1, அது நம்ம ஆப்ஜெக்ட்னு சொல்லுவோம். செட் பண்ண நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்லுவோம், இட் வில் பி கால்ட் அஸ் an ஆப்ஜெக்ட். அந்த ஆப்ஜெக்ட்டை வச்சு அந்த மெத்தடை இன்வோக் பண்ணுவோம். வாட் இஸ் தி நேம் ஆஃப் தி மெத்தட்? add. So set 1 dot add of, I can add only one element at a time. Okay, so I am putting the element as 7. So now if I try to display set 1, it will say 3 4 5 7. A new element has been added. So if I try to add set 1 dot add of 1, okay, so now if I print it, it will print 1 3 4 7. Okay, so that element is getting added. Now if I try to add an element which is already there in my set, for example, if I'm trying to add 5, it replies, it keeps quiet. But any duplicate is being added over here? No. So if I try to add an element which is already existing, it will just ignore that particular process. Okay, that operation or that method functionality will check if the element is already present, nothing will be inserted into my list. Okay, so I'm sorry, set. So add is a method through which we can add a single element into my existing set. Okay, so this is the way in which add method is being used. Second method is called as update. Okay, so what is the work of this update method? Is update method is used to add multiple elements to the list. So if I want to add multiple element to my list, what I can do is I can use update method. So for example, I want to add more elements to this set 1. So what I can do is at the same time more than one element at the same time na move பண்ணனும்னு நினைச்சா, I can call this update method. So for this update method, I can pass any composite data type. So here I'm passing 1 9 8 7. And input 1 9 0 7. So for update method, I'm passing a list. So now what this update method will do, it will take 1. Okay, it will go check whether it is already present in the set. 1 is already present. Yes. So it will not add 1. Then it will take 9. Go check whether 9 is already present. It is not present. So it will add 9. Then it will take 0. It will go check whether it is present. It is not present, so it will add 0. Next it will take 7 and it will go check whether in the set it is already there. Yes, it is already there, so it will not add 7. So extra in the list the 0 9 will get added to your set 1. Okay, is it clear? So this is the purpose of this update method. So now if I print set 1, 0 and 9 alone are being added extra to my set 1 using my update method. So for your update method, you will pass any composite data type. When I say composite data type, it can be list, string or tuple, anything. Okay, so ஏதாவது ஒன்று நான் பாஸ் பண்றேன்னா அதுல இருக்கிற எலமெண்ட்டை ஒன்று ஒன்றா எடுத்து புஷ் பண்ண ட்ரை பண்ணுவேன். Am I clear? So this is the purpose of using update method. If I want to add multiple elements to my set, you have to go for update. If I want to add one element into my set, I have to go for add. Okay, so these are the two built-in methods which are used for the purpose of adding elements to a set. In a similar way, you have set of built-in methods which can be used to delete elements from a set. Okay, so there are two methods which have been used to delete elements from a set. So first method is called as the discard method. Okay, so discard method, what it will actually do is it will remove an item. One single item will be removed from the set. Whatever item that you are saying, that item will get removed. And similarly, if you move on with the another method, it is called as the remove method. Remove method will also do the same thing. Okay, it is also used to remove a single element from the set. If you take discard, if you take remove, both of them are being used for the same purpose. For example, if you see over here, I will just print set 1. So set 1 contains these many elements. Now I want to remove 9 from my set. So what I will do is I will use discard of 9. So what discard of 9 will do? It will remove 9 from the set. It will go check whether 9 is present in the set. If it is present, it will remove. So now if I print, 9 has been removed. Now using my discard method, if I try to discard or remove an element called as 11, what my discard method will do? It will go check whether 11 is present in my list. 11 is there? No. So no removal process takes place. Discard method will just return. So now if I try to print, discard has not done anything because the element 11 is not a part of your existing set. Okay, so it no removal process, but discard will never throw an error also. But if you see this remove method, we have another method called remove. That method can also be used to remove an item from the list. So what I'm sorry, set. So what I have done over here is I am using my remove method, I'm trying to remove the element called as 7 over here. Okay, so now if I put set 1, element 7 is being removed. Now if I try to remove again 11 using my remove method, it will throw an error. Okay, so it's called as a key error. It actually means such a key is not a part of this set. So it will turn an error. So this is the difference between using remove and discard. When you use discard, if the element is not present in the list, the discard will not do any operation. It will keep quiet and return back. It will execute the program. Okay, but if you use remove method, okay, if an element is not present and you are trying to remove such an element, my remove method will throw an error. Okay, it will not execute the entire program. If a remove method is a part of your program, the entire execution gets stopped at the remove place. Okay, so when you try to remove an element which is not a part of your set, hope I am clear. Both discard and remove are used to remove a single element from the list. But what makes the difference between discard and remove is if you use your discard method, if you try to remove an element which is not present, discard keeps quiet. Okay, it will not remove no element, it will keep quiet, it will return, that's it. But remove will throw back an error. Okay, is it clear? So these are the two methods that we generally use for the purpose of deleting elements from a set. So if I want to add elements to the set, I will use add and update. If I want to remove elements from the set, I will be using discard and remove. Okay, so next we will move on with the set operations that you can do with respect to your sets over here. So this set operations actually will be the combination of set methods as well as set built-in functions. Okay, and some operators. So if I take the first 2 over here. So this is len is actually used to find out the size of a set. Okay, so nama previous data structures எடுத்துக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா, that is your list, tuple as well as your string. For all these three, okay, there were basic built-in functions called as len, max, min. For all these three, len, max, min will work. Similarly, for set also, the function called as len, the function called as max, the function called as min, built-in functions. These are all these three functions will work. Okay, so len implies what? What is the size of your set? That will be replied back. That is the number of elements will be in the set will be returned. Okay, clear? And similarly, maximum element, if I use max, maximum element will be returned. For example, if you see this particular set, take set 1, how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I put len of set 1, it will return 5. Okay, if I put max of set 1, it will return 5. 5 is the maximum element. And if I put min of set 1, it will return the minimum element, which is 0. So all these three built-in functions is applicable for all the 4 data structures. It can be used across all these 4 data structures. Actually, these functions are common among all these kind of collections. Okay, so now the thing that you have to know is membership operators and identity operators works in the same way that it worked with respect to tuple and list. For example, membership implies 1 in set 1. If I ask, it will return true because 1 is an element which is a part of set 1. So in operator is a membership operator which finds out whether a particular element is present within that data structure. So the element is 1. I'm checking whether 1 is in set 1. Okay, similarly in the same way I can ask 2 in set 1, it will return false because 2 is not a part of your set 1. Set 1 has the element 0, 1, 3, 4, 5. So it will return a false. Okay, so if I am creating another set called as set 2 is equal to 0, 1, 3, 4, 5. And if I ask set 1 is set 2, are they identical? It will return a false. They are not identical. Both will be created as different objects. So for set 1, you will have a separate object. So set 1 will be a separate object, okay, with values 0, 1, 2, 3, and set 2 will be created as a separate object with value 0, 1, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so their objects, these two objects are different. They are not same because their memory locations will be different. Okay, so that's the point you have to understand. So these are the basic operators which is applicable with list, tuple, string, and they are applicable with respect to your set also. Okay, but slicing will not be happening over set. Why slicing cannot happen over set? Why slicing cannot happen over set? I want an answer.
Unordered.
Yeah, sir.
Unordered. அதனாலயா மேம்?
Unorderedனால என்ன இல்ல setல?
Index.
Indexing illa. Indexing illana, obviously slicing is also not possible. So you cannot use slicing operator when it is a set. Okay, so next we will move on with the other common set language, whatever we learnt in set theory, something like union, intersection, difference, symmetric difference, subset, superset. In the concepts we have learnt with respect to set language. All those concepts are taken as abstraction for this set collection, and we can do it over here. So we will directly get into the discussion. So I'll just show you the results of that. First we will discuss about subset and superset. Okay, so let me create two set first. So I have a set called as yes with values 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have another set called as t with values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now I have to find out, when I see itself I can tell the answer. Yes is actually a subset of t. Okay, clear? And t is a superset of yes. Mathematically I know this answer. Why I'm saying yes is a subset of t? All the elements that are present within the set S are a part of set T. Okay, and you have more other items with respect to T. So when I try to relate this to, I can say S is a subset of T. Okay, so when I say S is a subset of T, S is less than T அப்படின்னா போட்டேன்னா it will return true. So S is less than T அப்படின்னா போட்டேன்னா it will return true. I can also use the why it is returning true, because all the elements of S are present in T. If this condition is true, then I can say yes is a subset of T. Now I will take another set called as Q. Q is equal to 1 comma 8 comma 9. Okay, now if I put Q less than T, it will return me false. Why it is returning me false? Q has elements called as 1, 8, 9. So 1 is a part of T, but 8 and 9 are not part of T. So obviously this is not a subset of T. Q is not a subset of T. It will return me false. Okay, so this is one way, and I can also use a method is subset of T. So is subset is a method which is used to find out whether this set, the set object which is calling, is a subset of this argument set. இந்த மெத்தடுக்கு நீங்க ஒரே ஒரு இன்புட் பாஸ் பண்ணுவீங்க. ஸோ அந்த இன்புட் என்னன்னா இந்த ஒரு ஆப்ஜெக்டை வச்சு இன்வோக் பண்ணுவீங்க. அதாவது இந்த ஆப்ஜெக்ட் ஒரு செட் ஆப்ஜெக்ட், நீங்க பாஸ் பண்ற இன்புட்டும் வந்து ஒரு செட். ஸோ என்ன கம்பேரிசன் நீங்க நடக்கும்னா எஸ் இஸ் அ சப்செட் ஆஃப் டீயான்னு செக் பண்ணுவேன். எஸ் இஸ் அ சப்செட் ஆஃப் டி அப்படியான்னு செக் பண்ணுவேன். ஸோ நவ் இட் வில் ரிட்டர்ன் மீ ட்ரூ சின்ஸ் எஸ் இஸ் அ சப்செட் ஆஃப் டி. ஸோ திஸ் and this are same. So I can also put as s less than or equal to t. I can also represent in the same way. S less than t னு போடலாம், s less than or equal to t னு போடலாம். எதுக்கும் சேம் மீனிங்னு சொல்றேன். இந்த ரெண்டு பேருக்கும் ஒரே மீனிங் தான். If I use this operator or if I use is subset, both means the same. Both are going to do the same operation to find out whether one particular set is a subset of another set. Okay, so this is with respect to subset. Now with respect to T, the superset. So I can ask a question, T greater than yes na, T is a superset of yes அப்படினு கேக்குறேன். Yes, it will be true. Obviously T is a superset of yes. ஏன் superset? ஏன்னா all the elements of yes are inside T. So I will call S as superset and T as superset and S as subset. In the same way, I can put T dot is superset of T is a superset of yes. It will return me true. Yes, T is a superset of yes. So these concepts are mathematical concepts. Subset, superset always goes with respect to your set language. Okay, so that is being applied either using this method. I can work out that using this method. Identifying subsets and supersets can be done with the help of the is subset and is superset methods, as well as using the operators lesser than or equal to or greater than or equal to. So now I can also use symbols like s equal to t. It will return me false. Why it is returning me false? S and t have to be equal. The elements in s and elements in t, all the elements are going to be same. Then it will return me true. For example, I'm putting q is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Okay, so now if I ask s is equal to q, it will return me true because s has the elements 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Okay, and similarly q is also having elements 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. So when I try to check s is equal to q, it will give me true. Okay, so this is the understandability that you have to have with respect to the subset and superset concept. Okay, so next we will move on with the discussion of union and intersection, difference and symmetric difference. All these four are general operations that can be performed over the set. Okay, so when we learnt set language, we know about those union, intersection, difference and symmetric difference. So the meaning is going to be the same. Whatever meaning that we learnt in set language, the same meaning is going to be applied over here. Okay, so to apply or to implement the concept of union, intersection, difference, and symmetric difference in your Python set, you have two ways. One way is using a method, okay, another way using the operators. Okay, so if you take union here in this PPT, okay, presentation, this slide, you can use the method called as union, as well as you can use this operator called as this pipeline operator can be used. You can use the method called as intersection, or you can use a single ampersand. You can use the method called as difference, or you can use minus. You can use the method called as symmetric difference, or you can use the cap symbol. Okay, so in the operators use பண்ணாலும் அதே meaning தான், in the method name use பண்ணாலும் அதே meaning தான். Okay, so we know, just move on with the examples over here. So now what was yes? 1, 2, 3, 4. What was T? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I put yes union T. So yes union T will be what? Take all the elements of S and combine it with the elements of T. So you will combine the elements of S and T. Duplicates இருந்ததுன்னா avoid பண்ணிடுவோம். ரெண்டுதுலயும் இருக்கிற elements one time மட்டும் appear பண்ண விட்டுட்டு avoid பண்ணிடுவோம். Is it clear? This is the union. So this can be done in this way. S dot union of T. So this is also acceptable. Okay, you can use union as well as you can use the operator pipeline. Okay, so next is intersection. So if I take intersection, S has the element 1, 2, 3, 4. T has the element 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when I take the union among these two, what will be my result? Union implies only you will display the common elements. So 1 and 1 are common, 2 and 2 are common, 3 and 3 are common, 4 and 4 are common. So the items in S are common with these items in T. அதுக்கப்புறம் 5, 6 Tல இருக்கு, ஆனா Sல இல்ல. So since they are not common in both the sets, you will neglect it. Okay, so if I put yes, a single ampersand and a T, it will return me the intersection result. It will return me the intersection result. Okay, so or I can use S dot intersection of T. So it will return me 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can put S dot intersection of T, or I can also put T dot intersection of yes. Both will yield the same result over here. Okay, so other than this, we have two other steps called as difference and symmetric difference. Okay, so yes minus T implies what? I will take the set yes. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So from this set, I have to minus what? I have to minus the items in T. Okay, so 1 is present in yes, 1 is present in T. So 1 gets deleted. 2, 2 present, so 2 gets deleted. 3, 3 is present, 3 gets deleted. 4, 4 is there, it gets deleted. That's it. You don't have any other item in yes. So what happened? What was my result? When I put the difference between yes minus T, it will be an empty set. Yes la இருக்கிற எல்லா ஐட்டம்ஸும் are a part of T. So yes la எல்லா ஐட்டம்ஸும் delete ஆகி it will become an empty set. If I put T minus yes, what will happen? Things goes in the opposite way. Okay, so if I put T minus yes, what will happen? I'm sorry, T minus yes, what will happen over here? I will do it in this way. So I will take 1, 1. Okay, so 1 and 1 are there, it gets deleted. 2 and 2, it gets deleted. 3 and 3, it gets deleted. அதாவது T ல delete ஆயிட்டே வருது. 4, 4, it gets deleted. 5 பார்த்தா there is no item to get deleted, no item to get deleted. So both of them will be the result. Okay, so now if I give the answer, 5, 6 will be the answer. Mathematical subtractions. Okay, அங்க இருந்து இங்க, இங்க இருந்து அங்கன்னு போகும். Subtraction will give me different answers. So S minus T gives me an empty set, but T minus S will give me 5, 6 as the result. So this is called as normal difference. Okay, so this is how you will work out difference. Next one is called as symmetric difference. So symmetric difference, you will use cap symbol. So what is the meaning of symmetric differences? It will display only the elements which are not part of both of them. Okay, so I will take the set called as yes. Okay, and I will take the set called as S T. இந்த ரெண்டு செட்லையும், okay, காமனா இல்லாத எலமெண்ட்ஸை மட்டும் டிஸ்ப்ளே பண்ணும். ஜஸ்ட் opposite of intersection. Okay, so you will display only the elements which are not present in both the set. For example, I will give you another case. I will put t is equal to 1 comma 3 comma 4 comma 7. Okay, and I will put s is equal to uh, s is equal to 3 comma 4 comma 8 comma 9. So now if you see 3 comma 4 is common in both of them. Okay, so they are common in both of them, so they will be neglected. Remaining items are what? 1 and 7, 8 and 9, so they alone will get displayed. So now if I put yes cap symbol of t, 1 comma 7 comma 8 comma 9, so I want only the elements which are not common among both the sets. Those elements will get displayed. So this is the purpose of symmetric difference. This is the meaning of symmetric difference. And then you have the copy function. So copy function, what it will actually do is it will create a new set which is a shallow copy of the original set. When I say shallow copy, whatever changes that I make in the new set will not affect the original set. That is called as shallow copy. So for example, if I create s dot copy q is equal to yes dot copy. So what will happen over here? The element 1 comma 3 comma 4 comma 3 comma 4 comma, if I print q contains what? 8 comma 9 comma 3 comma 4. So if I put q dot add of 1, and if I display q 1 comma 3 comma 4 comma 8 comma 9, if I display yes, the original copy is not being affected. So using your copy function, you will actually create a shallow copy which will never affect the original function. Okay, so this is the purpose of copy function. So all these operations is what we discussed. So everything has been displayed again over here. So next topic that we have to see is something called as frozen set. Okay, so set is mutable or immutable? Set is mutable or immutable? I have a question over here. Set is mutable.
Mutable.
Okay, set is mutable, but the elements within the set should be immutable. So we all know that. Okay, so suppose if you want to create a set which should be mutable, if that's going to be the condition or constraint that is that's been given to us, then you can go in Python. You have another concept called as frozen set. Okay, so frozen set is generally used to create set in an immutable form. Frozen sets are the immutable form of the normal sets. Okay, so when I say immutable, the elements of the frozen set cannot be changed after creation. ஸோ நார்மல் செட்டுக்கும் ஃப்ராசன் செட்டுக்கும் உள்ள டிஃப்ரென்ஸ் என்னன்னா, நார்மல் செட் ஆர் மியூட்டபிள், ஃப்ராசன் செட் ஆர் இம்மியூட்டபிள். ஸோ வென் ஐ சே இம்மியூட்டபிள், ஒரு வாட்டி அந்த செட்டை நான் கிரியேட் பண்ணிட்டேன். அந்த செட்டுக்குள்ள புதுசா ஆட் பண்றதோ, மாடிஃபை பண்றதோ, டெலீட் பண்றதோ எதுவுமே என்னால பண்ண முடியாது. தி எலமெண்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் தி ஃப்ராசன் செட் cannot be changed after creation. So concept is very simple. You have a method called as frozen method, and that method will be used to create a frozen set. So ரொம்ப simple, you have a method called as frozen set. So what I can do is I will give a name to my frozen set as a is equal to frozen set. அப்படி நான் போட்டேன்னா இது ஒரு மெத்தட். இந்த மெத்தடுக்கு நான் என்ன ஐட்டரபிள் வேணாலும் பாஸ் பண்ணலாம். லிஸ்டோ, டியூபிளோ, ஸ்ட்ரிங்கோ எது வேணா பாஸ் பண்ணலாம். ஸோ நான் பாஸ் பண்ணேன்னா வாட் இட் வில் டூ, it will create a frozen set. So ஏன்றது என்னது, ஒரு frozen set create ஆயிடும். Okay, A will be created as a frozen set. Since A is a frozen set, if I try to add elements into A, it will reply me an error. Okay, so there is no object called as add for this method called as, sorry, there is no method called as add for the frozen set, because frozen set are immutable. Frozen set are mutable. Your normal set are mutable, frozen set are immutable. Okay, so when you have a condition in your application that you have to create a set which should not be changed later, if that is going to be the case, you can use the function called as frozen set to create the set. Okay, is it clear? So these are the major topics that we have to discuss with respect to set. Okay, hope all stuffs are understandable. So directly I will move on with an example that we're going to work out. So what is your example given over here is, write a Python program that takes a complete sentence as an input and remove duplicate words in it, and then count all the words which have a length greater than 3. Okay, so you will be given a complete sentence as an input, so you're getting a string as an input. Okay, so after getting the string as an input, what you have to do, what you can do, so what is my input? My input is going to be a string. For example, my input is what? We are good, are we good? Okay, so we are good, are we good is my input. So now what I have to do over here is, I have to remove the duplicate words. So string இருக்கும்போது ஒரு single sentence, இப்போ எனக்கு word by word அது பிரியணும். So what I have to do first over here, my input is what? My input is a string. Okay, we are good, are we good? So this is my, for example, this is my string. So I want to remove all the duplicates. So remove all the duplicates na, first output, first என்ன kind of output அவங்களுக்கு தேவைப்படுது? Remove the duplicates, remove பண்ணா எனக்கு என்ன ஆன்சர் வரும்? Input வந்து இதுதான். Okay, so output எனக்கு ரெண்டு அவுட்புட் இருக்கு. ஒரு அவுட்புட் வந்து I have to remove the duplicates. Duplicate remove பண்ணா எனக்கு என்ன சென்டென்ஸ் வரும்?
We are good.
We are good தான் எனக்கு கிடைக்க வேண்டிய ரிப்ளை. And they are asking you to find out the count of the number of words, count of the words which is having a length greater than 3. So இப்போ அதுக்கு என்ன ஆன்சர் வரும்? கவுண்ட்டுக்கு என்ன ஆன்சர் வரும்? Count will be equal to v என்றது ஒரு வேர்ட், அதோட லென்த் என்ன?
2.
2. Is it greater than 3?
No.
No. A problem statement enna? Just recollect it. I have to count all the words which have a length greater than 3. Okay, so first duplicates remove பண்ணிட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் count all the words which have a length greater than 3 பண்ண சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. So நான் first process, என்னோட first output இதுதான். I have removed the duplicates. Now I have to take each and every word and I have to find out its length, and I have to check whether the length is greater than 3. If the length is greater than 3, I will increment my count. Okay, so final result என்ன வரும் இந்த கேஸ்க்கு? My question is very simple. What will be the answer? V has a length 2, which is lesser than 3. ARE length is 3. So 3 greater than 3 in கேட்டா false தான் வரும். Okay, so greater than 3 தான் கேட்டிருக்கோம் length. Equal to 3 வராது. So good has a length 4, which is greater than 3. So count will be 1. So result will be 1. So how we are going to write a process over here? Process is very simple over here. So first எனக்கு input என்னவா இருக்கு? ஒரு string இருக்கு. Okay, so முதல்ல நான் duplicates remove பண்ணணும்னா முதல்ல இந்த string இருக்கிறத ஒரு element wise கலெக்ஷனா நான் கன்வெர்ட் பண்ணணும். அப்ப நான் என்ன பண்ணுவேன்? ஸ்ட்ரிங்கை லிஸ்டா கன்வெர்ட் பண்ணிப்பேன். ஓகே, ஸோ நவ் ஐ ஹாவ் மை லிஸ்ட். லிஸ்ட் எப்படி இருக்கும்? எப்படி இருக்கும்? தட் இஸ் வி ஆர் குட். ஓகே, ஆர் now I have this list. We good. So this is your list. So now what we have done, we had our string like this. We have converted our string into a list. Okay, so now what is my first step? I have to remove duplicates. So if I want to remove duplicates, what I can do? If I want to remove duplicates, what I can do? Hello, I want answers. If I want to remove duplicates, what I can do? If I want to remove duplicates, what I can do? Convert to set. That's it. So my list can be converted to a set. Okay, so list a set convert பண்ணிட்டா இப்போ என்ன வந்துரும்? செட்டுக்குள்ள என்ன வரும்? Set will be equal to v Okay, are then good. Then what I can do? I can find the length of each and every element. Okay, I can find the length of each and every element, and I can say whether it is greater than or equal to 3. So directly I will move on with the coding part. So the problem is simple. I'll write the coding part. So we will design the coding. So first what I will do, I'm getting my string as input. So sentence is equal to user input. We have to get sent is equal to what function I will use. I will use input function, input of enter the sentence. So after entering the sentence, what I have to do, I have to convert this into a list. So I will create an empty list. L1 is an empty list. L1 is equal to how to convert this sent into a list. What I can do, I can use my list function. So list of, sorry, what I have to do to convert this, can I use the list function? No. What I have to do? What function is there? Use split. Okay, so sent dot split of, that's it. So this will get converted into a list. Okay, so now I want a set over here. So I will convert this list into a set. So set of அப்படின்ற ஃபங்க்ஷனுக்கு நான் ஒரு லிஸ்ட்டை இன்புட்டாக கொடுத்தேன்னா it will convert that into a list. Okay, sorry, set. So set a print பண்ணி பார்த்துடலாம். So duplicates will be removed over here. So what happens over here? I have created, அதாவது நான் கொடுத்த இன்புட்டை லிஸ்ட்டாக கன்வெர்ட் பண்ணிட்டேன். எப்படி? சென்ட் டாட் ஸ்பிளிட் யூஸ் பண்ணி லிஸ்ட்டாக கன்வெர்ட் பண்ணிட்டேன். இந்த ஸ்டெப்பில் நான் என்ன பண்ணுறேன்? I am going to create a set. What is my set? Set of list1. I will pass list1 for this set function, and this set function will create a list by removing the duplicates from the list. Okay, so if I print without duplicates, I print panidum. So now what I can do is I can use my for loop. I'll take each and every word. For I in set1, what I have to do first, I have to find out the length. Okay, so len1 is equal to len of what? Len of I. Okay, so after finding the length, if len1 is greater than, I hope you are following, is greater than 3. இப்போ எனக்கு ஒரு count variable வேணும். I will introduce a count because that gives me the answer. Count is equal to 0. Okay, so now what I am doing for I in set1 na, set1 la for example, set1 la இந்த elements இருக்கு. V R good அப்படின்னா இந்த 3 elements இருப்பாங்க. So now what I am doing, first I will assign V to I. Okay, so V உடைய length len1 ல கண்டுபிடிச்சிட்டு I will check whether len1 is greater than 3. If it is greater than 3, then I will, it won't be greater than 3. So I will count, I will increment count. If it is greater than 3, I will increment count. Okay, so first time என்ன வரும்? I ல first என்ன value போய் store ஆகும்? V store ஆகும். Okay, I will be V first. So now when I find the length of V, it will be 2. So 2 is greater than 3 வரும்போது false ஆயிரும். So in the if loop true இல்ல false ன்றதுனால next I will go to the next iteration. In the next iteration I will become ARE. So ARE வரும்போது len of ARE will be 3. So 3 will be greater than 3 ன்னு வரும்போது திருப்பி false. ஏன்னா 3 greater than 3 will be false தான். 3 is equal to 3 தான், greater than 3 கிடையாது. So again it will become false. So what again? This if loop is false, this statement will not get executed. I'll move on with the third iteration. So in the third iteration, I will take what value? Good. Okay, so now I value is good. I come inside. So len1 is equal to len of good. So what is the length of good? It is 4. Okay, so 4 is greater than 3. Condition becomes true. Since the condition becomes true, your count variable increments. Okay, and I go next. There is no other iteration. I will come out of my for loop. If I come out of my for loop, what I have to do next? I have to print count. They have asked me to print count. So that should be printed. So if I execute this program, One sec. Okay, I've saved it. I will run it. Oh my god, Control L. So enter the sentence. We'll write we are good. Are we good? So this is the set which doesn't contain duplicates. Duplicates are being removed and the count value is 1. So any sentence I give, the answer will be, the correct answer will be fetched over here. Okay, so this is a very simple example for set. So similarly, you can work out your today's laboratory sessions. Okay, so with this, I finish up with today's class. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Otherwise,